Hey, it's Blind Silo, welcome back to Turok 2 Dinosaur Hunter Remastered. This is the longest level in the game. That was the shortest intro in this LP. It's a whole joke I did. So, watch the cutscene.
The Hive of the Mantids. The Mantids are an aggressive and extremely intelligent race of insects that have established a large colony in the Lost Land in recent years. The Mantids are incapable of pity, remorse, or kindness. They exist solely to further their own existence. To this end, the Primogen has persuaded the Mantids to help free him by promising to give them ripe new worlds to infest. The first world on their list is Earth. Rift gates are being ready to transport an army of Mantid soldiers to your world. Destroying the master computer will render the rift gates useless. Your mission objectives are as follows. Destroy 3 queen embryos. Destroy the master computer. Locate the energy totem and defend it at all costs.
Alright, so not only are we stopping various forces from destroying the totems and ending all existence of the universe as we know it, but there's a smaller scale invasion of Earth that we have to stop right here. So here we are, the exterior of the Hive of the Mantids. There were 4 turrets I had to blast to get through that force field, and now we're in the interior of the outermost shell, I guess. The turrets I wiped out, I didn't give them a chance to shoot either because they cause a lot of damage, and they killed me a lot in my test runs for this level. But now we're in. I picked up the charged dart rifle, new gun. I'm never going to use it because it's a stun gun, and you can kill people with it at full charge, but it's simply not lethal enough for me to really ever want to use it. As you see, I run through here, there's a couple of different enemy types. We got those green mantises that Turok Dinosaur Hunter 1, first one, when they appeared. You fought them in the treetop villages, I believe they first appeared, and they were just referred to as aliens, and you would get the alien weapons from them. But these are the Mantids returning, and there are also the small little drones about. And also, hitting you with a bunch of information first and foremost, you'll notice I blow up tiny little spinny generators to get through different segments of this level. I'm going to have to keep doing that in varying degrees and scales, so look out for more generators. Woo! Oh, and right here's our first level key. Although, don't get too excited about me getting items and objectives done quickly in this level. It is the longest level in the game. And I'm going to have to do stuff like this. Snipe out turrets so I don't die when I go in there. That room had 2. Some have 4. I'm not kidding when I say I died a lot to turrets in my trial runs for this because I was going too fast and not... In order to save time, keep this level going and prevent it from being several hours long, I wouldn't loop around for respawning health points or double back for pickups and aid-on portals to refuel my health. But here's the gate going further in. The interesting thing about this level is you are slowly working your way through the Hive. You very clearly started at the outermost egress point, broke our way in, and we're going to slowly work our way in. We're still in the exterior. But this here is a new weapon that is worthwhile. The flamethrower. One of the best flamethrowers in gaming, in my opinion. Flamethrower in Turok 2 does quite a bit of damage. Excellent for clearing out small enemies like the drones in this mission. And it's got a nice, satisfying, liquidish arc to it. You don't really see it when I use it here because I'm just trying to conserve ammo by tapping it because it eats through ammo quickly. But I will show off later on in the level that you can arc it around the environment. Similar to if anyone watching this has watched my Killzone 2 LP, it's similar to the flamethrower in Killzone 2. You can arc it over cover. Of course, no one really hides in cover in this level, but you can use it on dinosaurs and Turok too. The entrails are good at hiding behind cover, so are the blind ones. Thinking about the length of this level, I am oftentimes when I talk to people, friends, acquaintances, people online, I talk to them about Turok 2, and whenever there's a bad thing that we talk about that they dislike about it, often people mention like, oh, Lair of the Blind Ones. That level sucked. Too long, tedious, got confused. And true, because you're in a cave of samey corridors, it is easy to get lost. And I would agree that Lair of the Blind Ones is probably the level most easy to get lost in. However, having replayed it again and again and again for this LP, I discovered that it's not really the longest once you know where you're going. It's this level. And this level has enough environmental changes and puzzles and is linear enough that you don't feel it as much as Lair of the Blind Ones, but having now replayed this level half a dozen times for this Let's Play, oh my goodness, everyone, let me tell you, I am tired of this is stupid Hive. I've killed a lot of Mantids, is what I'm getting at. Killed a lot of Mantids. That said, I am glad we are doing this level early in the LP because a lot of fun guns in here. And I look forward to using those very fun guns in earlier levels. One thing to keep in mind with the Mantids is they're bugs, and they have carapaces, so they don't have, if you can get headshots, you'll kill them fast enough, but they have pretty good body armor. You gotta either always be getting those headshots, and they're spindly and small and kind of hard to hit versus other enemies, or you gotta shoot them a lot until they're dead, and pistol and shotgun, that can sometimes be a bit of a challenge. But then you get this gun I have right here, the Firestorm Cannon. This opening segment that we've been going through for the last 8 minutes or so is a little bit tough for me, but now that I've got the Firestorm Cannon, it's a little bit of a level game changer. It takes down Mantids really fast and is one of the best guns in the game. I really like this gun. This segment here, I've just got to run around, hit all 4 switches to activate the elevator. So up I go, and these things are in my way. Now up I go. Those guys over there, I guess, soldier Mantids. They are also heavily armed and armored, but heavy explosives takes them down fast, and unlike the Mantids, the drones here, it's much easier to hit them with a grenade launcher. That was indeed a Mantid that spawned in behind me. You could hear the sound as it just whooshed in. That happens quite a bit in this level. You'll get to a door and they just appear. I assume that's some sort of Lost Land tech, because it doesn't happen for loads of other enemies in other levels, but it seems to be a feature of the Mantids.
Firestorm Cannon.
Whoa, I almost walked into a room with 4 turrets just now. I like having over 200 health, so I'm just gonna make sure that it lasts me a bit longer. Yeah, so 10 damage per hit. That's a flat 10 damage if they hit you. If you're just at 100 health, that's 10 hits. Simple math, and they fire relatively quickly. And if there's 4 of them in a room, it's really easy to be killed by the turrets. Fortunately, the turrets are definitely an exterior, outer shell Hive of the Mantids feature. Once we get to the brooding grounds or the nesting region, the interior of the hive where we find the queen embryos, we won't see any more turrets. Now this weapon exists. The PFM layer lays mines. Personnel frag mines, I think that's what the PFM stands for. Yeah. The real win here is the key and the portal switch to the Oblivion gate. The PFM layer, it's not really a ton of utility for it. Some fun shenanigans to have with it in multiplayer, but I don't have a lot of utility for it in single player. I think it's a weapon safely ignored. Here we just looped around, make sure we get this Oblivion portal. You can tell I've done this level a few times. It's only a loop, but the Oblivion Portal song is one of my favorite in the game. Thankfully, it gets a more fleshed out version later on in Turok 2, so if you've never played Turok 2, if you're enjoying the music, and if you like the Oblivion theme that we were just listening to, good news! We will have a proper extended version of that song later on. But for now, we've got all the pickups and goodies we can in this particular segment of the Hive. We're going to head back to the exit gate and move on. The little egg sacs that you see that I'm shooting that block various tunnels, the small ones do nothing, but the ones that look like they're large enough to house a mite, or whatever those little worker bugs are, do indeed house them, and if you pop one, a little enemy will pop out to attack you.
Firestorm Cannon.
One drawback of the Firestorm Cannon is I think this is it being an N64 game kind of thing. But if enemies are right up in your face, there seems to be this weird issue where your bullets will kind of fire past the enemy. There's like a dead zone where the plasma doesn't exist. So you really do gotta take a step back in order to successfully hit them. Otherwise, I don't know, there's like a distance of half a foot right in front of Joshua that the bullets don't really seem to register enemies. I'd say fun fact, but it's kind of annoying. This bit right here is actually pretty good to play with the PFM layer. This one tiny room in the whole game of these 6 massive hub quest levels. So I'll get some use for it. And if you're a big fan of the PFM layer, this level's for you right here. This room is your room. If you don't like the PFM layer, like myself, it's done. We're not going to see it again. And oh, here's where I remembered to show off the Arc of the Fire. It looks good. Especially in the remastered version of this game. This is a really good looking flame. There is an order to getting that elevator over there. I realized I forgot to go into this room. There's that switch. And those yellow tokens that were out there a moment ago do indeed lead to a secret room. Oh, let's go back and get it. There we go. We don't need that force field. Okay, there is now a working elevator. It is possible with this mod. I don't know if you can do it in the base game. Honestly, I've been playing with the speed mod so long that I forget. I don't think you can. But with this speed mod, you can actually jump from that center platform we were just on over to this area, which is a bad idea if you want an elevator that will take you back up. So it is pretty critical, I would say, that we hit the switch and knock down that force field before we came over here. And those of you who have played Turok 2 before, or have heard about this particular weapon, may have noticed I just picked up the cerebral bore. So, yeah, if you know what that does, we will be using it soon in this very level. If you don't know what it does, you're in for a treat, or you're about to be horrified beyond belief, because some 90s gratuitous violence will be coming your way. But this is kind of it for weapons, though. We now have the Firestorm Cannon, the Flamethrower, and the Cerebral Bore, and these are all fantastic guns that will be with us and be used quite a bit throughout the rest of this LP. I like having them. I feel like Joshua Fireseed is underarmed. It's like he's fighting with one arm tied behind his back when he doesn't have it. And here we go. Let's take a peep at this. Homing drills. Lodges into an enemy's brain, digs in, and then detonates. It is a one-hit kill, and it will lodge into an enemy 85% of the time. Every once in a while, the enemy will be able to duck behind a corner and the drill will get stuck, or it'll just eventually give up and stop chasing, but most of the time, this is an instant kill once you fire it off. And if you also didn't notice, when I was jumping down those pillars, I did indeed pick up the Sacred Eagle Feather for this level. Which is actually, I almost fell off there, is actually back here. This is right near the beginning when I first came to the level, so I had to double back to get here. But here we are.
The spirits grant you the Whisperer's Talisman. With this talisman, you call upon ancient voices to lift you over areas that may not be crossed otherwise.
Oh, one more secret ability in the bag. And this video's been going on for 20 minutes. We are not even halfway through the Hive of the Mantids. We are still in the exterior. This area is actually a good one to show off how the mines work. See, they just fly around, target the enemy, shoot it, and get behind cover. Once you hear the drill, start making that noise, you're good to come out, because the enemies ain't doing anything while they're getting lobotomized.
Full health.
Yeah, so this is that was a weird one. I kind of expected to get caught that first time, but 2 in a row that soldier there dodged the cerebral drill. So we'll kill this one with grenades. Seems a little faster. But I like the drill. It's a fun gun. I don't have the same reverence for it that I think some segments of the internet do. Like it's the drill gun. It is an artifact of its time. It's super 90s. It's 90s as hell. It does take a minute to get to enemies, so I tend to grab just about every gun beforehand. But you know, the cerebral drill, when you absolutely positively have to put a hole in someone's head, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, we've got a water section here. I like that Turok is consistent in giving little water sections throughout the entire game, so that we will always have an opportunity to use the underwater specific weapons, which are our 2 melee weapons, and there are 2 specific guns. None of which we've gotten at this point. We don't have the upgraded melee weapon. We have neither of the underwater specific guns. So it's a good thing we're not getting in fights here. Boba Fett. See that down there? Now we're getting somewhere. That's different. Those are important. They've got exclamation points. This is not the supercomputer from the mission objective. This is one more layer of defense, the exterior of the Hive. And I am currently at 19 health. Those turrets really do a number on you. And as I destroy these little generator towers, enemies are going to spawn around me trying to stop me. So, I believe I got through this run without dying once, which is impressive considering my trial runs. However, I got close, and I had to slow down a couple of times, like right now, but I promise you, yeah, the 33 health is enough. I'm not gonna waste you, the viewer's time, getting Turok back to full health. I do gotta be careful so that I don't get sent back to a spawn point. I don't want to do that. That'd take even more time. But at this point, I'm getting low on ammo too. Now, what I really need is to find a checkpoint. Go, man. Don't look. This is embarrassing. Yeah, okay, he's gone. Yeah. Now, this is it for what I like to think of as the exterior layer of the Hive. We are very soon going to get to the interior. Oh, I almost forgot about this. Yeah, we got the triple rocket launcher now, the Scorpion. This thing's pretty good too. So that's what? The Scorpion, Cerebral Bore, the Flamethrower, and the Firestorm Cannon. That's an extremely good haul for weapons in this game. And that was our last key. So we've got all these great weapons. We've got our Sacred Eagle Feather Power. We have got all 3 keys to the next level. We have not completed a single objective. But we've gone through those spinny tunnels. We are sort of crossing a threshold. And here we are. You'll notice there's a whole palette change to the backgrounds here. We are in the interior, the very heart of the Hive. Here we will find the various queens and the supercomputer and the energy totem. This is also where the game, well, up until this point, this level has been very linear. We will have a little more opportunity to backtrack. We'll get to a little hub section and we can choose which area we want to go to first. It opens up a bit. Oh, there you go. That was an example of being too close to a target to hit it with the Firestorm. So, back up a bit. Give yourself at least a foot between you and the target, and the Firestorm will hit it. I will say the Firestorm Cannon is still one of my favorite guns, despite that quirk, which I assume that's a bug. Oh, that drop was not good for my speed. And again, I assure you, this is not a speed run, so sometimes I will fall off a ledge and have to backtrack. Checkpoints are few and far between this level, so I'm actually scrounging for ammo at this point. Ah, unique eggs and a new background texture. This is a queen chamber. I sometimes find myself overwhelmed by choice in this game. There are just too many weapons to choose from, and it takes a moment for my brain to remember which is the ideal choice. There you go. We finally got part of an objective done. Have we made it? Oh my god, have we made it? I think this is it, folks. I think we've... Yes. Oh, have we? I think so. I think we've finally reached the first branching pathway in this entire level. It's been half an hour. Half an hour. Thank you, those of you who have stuck with me till now. And we now have more than one way to get through. So let's look around and look at some of these portals. I don't want to waste my good gun ammo. Anyway, we'll check out this portal. Well, that was a queen embryo chamber back there, but I'm just going to come over here quickly because this is a secret that is easy to get to and so very worthwhile because I've been, taking a lot of damage the last little bit. But just over here is an ultra health. Easy to grab, so I'm just going to grab it. If I can make that jump. Yeah, see that wall has no indicator that you can climb it, but you can. Very sneaky. Very sneaky.
Ultra health.
The shredder is the wrong gun for this job. Explosive shells, yes. Regular shells, no. But that is 2 queen embryos down. Back to our hub. The back way takes us out on another side of the hub. Yeah, that's where we just came from. Just so you can reorient yourself. And this over here is an 8-on portal. I'm just running over here so I can flag it as a checkpoint for later on. Because if you don't flag these places for a checkpoint, you can't warp to them. Yeah, that was a point where I remembered, yeah, no, I'm actually getting low on ammo, so let's go say hi.
Ammo granted.
Thank you, 8-on. Appreciate it.
Granted.
I'd gotten a bit turned around at this point, just FYI. I am currently regathering my bearings. Even after playing this level 5 or 6 times, I haven't quite memorized muscle memory everywhere where I'm supposed to go. But we are done here, so we'll go forward. That's poison water down there, much like you'd see in the River of Souls and the Death Marshes. So as long as you got that Talisman, you can go ahead and swim in the toxic water. There it is, Master Computer. Now, the Master Computer has a lot of turrets in here. 4? 6? It's enough that I don't want to go in there and just waste all my health. 6 turrets, yeah. That's, as you know, 10 health per shot, and they can just chip away at it and fire pretty regularly and are fairly accurate. I don't want to bother with that. But, as you can see, Turok needs satchels, so let's keep motoring along. We will eventually just find high explosives lying around, because that's the Lost Land. That's what this universe is. Turok doesn't need to bring demolition gear. He'll just find it on site. In precisely the place that the enemy doesn't want Turok to blow it up. So, you know, there's one, so we'll sort this out. Oh, right there, that's the end of the level. So, we're not going to go into it. But, as you can see, there are 2 satchel charges right near it, so go figure. We need one more, though, so you keep coming around. That little water puddle we jumped into, you can actually see it on the ground below. It just ported us up to these catwalks here, and we now have all 4 satchels and can, at our leisure, go and destroy the Master Computer. Of course, once the Master Computer is gone, the Mantids have no way to access Earth. And of course, once the Master Computer is gone, the Mantids have no way to access Earth. That talisman marker was for the firewalking ability. If we had it before coming here, we could just walk on the lava. Oh, that was some killzone physics right there. See, that's where I find the cerebral bore works best, when you are at a disadvantage and you don't want to get hit. As long as you can acquire target, you can send that drill up there and just stay safely behind cover. It'll kill the enemy for you, and you could advance safely. And here we go, last Mana Queen. This is the last of them. We're just going to go drop off those satchels, destroy the master computer, and we are ready to go to the totem.
Queen embryo destroyed. Master computer destroyed.
Excellent. There we go. All objectives done. We have all the pickups for this level, barring our Primogen key. We're good to go to the end.
You must save the totem, Turok.
Now, following these little pits is annoying because it wastes your time. You take a moment to have to climb back and fight the Mantids, but all the health for this section spawns down there, so it's not the worst thing if you're hurt.
Mission accomplished.
Boom, there we go. We are done, and this is not the hub ruin. This is strange. Why are we here, Joshua? What is this? This looks weird, and that's what. Oh no! Oh no! Oh yes! Our first boss fight. This is the Mantid Queen. We killed 3 other Mana Queens. Totally devastated her colony. We have prevented her from invading Earth and taking over, and stopped her from following through on the Primogen's directives. I don't think she's very pleased with us. Now, one thing that annoys me about boss fights is splash damage doesn't really seem to be a factor, so yeah, I'll show you right here. Yeah, it didn't really do anything at all. I don't think the health bar even budged. Now, what will hurt the Mantid Queen is small arms, believe it or not. Well-placed pistol shots, well-placed shotgun shells. The Firestorm Cannon, all that stuff is good. This first segment is kind of annoying though because the target is kind of awkward to hit. As you can see, those tiny little arms in the middle of our body, those are what I had to damage there in order to get us to the next segment, which we are now at because the mites are chasing us. Trying out those PFM layers, I figured maybe they might be useful. But then I realized, no, this segment would go a lot faster if I switched to the flamethrower. It's what the gun was designed for, you know? Taking out those mites, it's the flamethrower's job. Now, thankfully, this phase of the boss fight, you can see I've just got to hit the abdomen. This is a much easier target to hit. Well, there you go. Abdomen's been damaged enough. The next segment of the boss, we've got to hit their little Samus Aran cannon arms. As you can see, it doesn't matter the segment, splash damage doesn't hurt the boss. You've got to directly hit the boss in the weak spot. So once again, accurate small arms. The Firestorm Cannon, things that fire quickly, this is really what you want. So the Shredder is going to be what saves me here. And there you go, all 3 segments down. There's one last phase for the coup de grace. Shoot the Mantid in the head, and we've killed the queen. Take that, Bugs. No alien invasions for you. That's it, as far as our first boss goes. Better than the first boss in Turok Dinosaur Hunter, so 3 out of 5. Not too bad, not too good.
Game saved.
This has been Blind Sally, Turok 2 Remastered. See you next time.